Moi moi. It is your boy, Joinen. What is going on? We are back at it again on Reddit. In the past we checked out the nice guys. Now we're going to check out a little group of people that have their own little flair, their little touch on things. You guys seem to like these videos, so let's jump straight into I am very smart. So what is a very smart person? It's probably easier if we jump into some examples first. So let's have a look at the front page. Actually, no. Your analysis of my use of the word condescend was completely inaccurate and demonstrated exactly how much your understanding in the English language is lacking. Let me attempt to bring it down to your level. I used a word, you said I was wrong, I looked it up, proved it, and now you've been dunked on, which is apparently a term. You're not trying to condescend down to my level. That's not how you use the word. So obviously, the grey guy is the very smart guy. He definitely knows what he's talking about. You shouldn't even be allowed on a computer, let alone on Facebook all day, if you're 16 and still don't know the difference between there, and there. Seen that like 6 times today. SMH. LMAO. If you're 16. Clearly, you just don't understand, Joe. There is a difference between knowing there, and there, and knowing your and your. Your and your are interchangeable anyway, so moving on. I love it how it says here, don't post the Rick and Morty meme or anything Neil deGrasse Tyson. My meeting with my advisor went 30 minutes over because I spent so long talking about global and Chinese politics. I see we have another distinguished man of the world. You see, it's not the fact that your meeting went over by 30 minutes discussing Chinese and global politics. It's the fact that you try to play it cool like you're super distinguished and you don't even care. I love this comic so much. I know, gorgeous illustrations, poignant, with just a little of the dark side for seasoning. I love the weird juxtaposition of the realistic depiction of animals and their behavior with the complicated psychological matters that underlie what we humans always took as simple animal activity. I wish I knew how to say things briefly. Okay, so seeing a bit of a pattern here. We did it with the nice guys. I think it's time to bust it out again for the very smarts. Here we have the I am very smart rulebook. Rule number 1. The most important thing about being very smart is the humble brag. You gotta play it cool. Fly under the radar with your big I'm a genius banner. The humble brag is your machine gun in a world surrounded by people with bow and arrows. Let it rip. Rule number 2, your humble brag needs to be as condescending as possible. It's not enough that your intelligence is so far superior to everyone else's. You need people's little minds to comprehend the extremity to which you are so much smarter. The humble brag needs darker undertones. The humble brag is 50% about bringing you up and 50% about bringing the other person down. Rule number 3, the smart thing that you are bragging about doing, thinking about, or discussing needs to not be very smart. It's all about the confidence. 100% confidence will prove you right every time. When the smartness of what you're saying is lacking, make sure to pump it full of some big words that you know the other person won't understand. Optional, step 4, if you really want to drive it home, you need a little insincere postscript comment about how your overly developed brain is such a nuisance and how you wish you knew how to just be normal. Trust us, we wish you did too. Alright, so we've checked out some recent stuff. Let us climb the I am very smart Everest and go to the top of all time. Oh, yes. We love these here on Joinen. So you're doing most of the research, right? Actually, I was hoping to construct the PowerPoint. After all, we never discussed it in class. I'm pretty sure we did. I mean, if you're really adamant about doing the PowerPoint, I can do the research. It's no big deal. Not trying to be pushy, but yes, I am pretty adamant about it. But I'd be willing to come to terms with it if you really wanted to do the PowerPoint, because it does take a certain amount of intelligence to conduct the research. Lol. What do you mean? We've seen this before. The lol. The lol is like... Excuse me? I'm saying I would understand if you feel more comfortable leaving the research to someone slightly more intelligent than yourself. And by the way, it's laughing out loud. Using ridiculous slang acronyms like that is not helping your case. Wait, lol. Hey look, we got one before the Neil Purge. Total solar eclipses occur somewhere on Earth every 2 years or so. So just calm yourself when people tell you they're rare. But the last solar eclipse that was seen from the North American continent was 38 years ago. So to some they are rare. FYI, the Olympics moves around the world almost as much as eclipses, and with the same frequency, yet nobody calls them rare. I like you and everything, but sometimes you come across as a pompous ass. Do you want people excited about our solar system or not? Odd that we live in a time where telling people what is true in the face of what is false comes across as being a pompous ass. No, deliberately missing the point, eclipses are rare in any given place on Earth, to make a technical correction does. I've seen this stuff before, PewDiePie made a video about this, right? Neil deGrasse Tyson has the I Am Very Smart rulebook. My cabinet has the highest IQ of any cabinet ever assembled. I've assembled cabinets from IKEA with higher IQs. Last week, I corrected my professor in art history class and she took it pretty hard. I basically proved her knowledge wrong and got thrown out of class for it. Thankfully, the rest of the students protested this move and followed me out. They asked me to hold the next class at my house and teach them the next chapter. Eventually, we all went to the department head and complained, so the teacher is now suspended and I have an A in the class. You know we're in the same class, right? We literally had that lecture today and you didn't even show up and you have the audacity to spread these lies, LeMayo. By the way, it's laughing my ass off. Using ridiculous slang acronyms like that is not helping your case. Sometimes I wonder if we'd have flying cars by now, had civilization spent a little less brain energy contemplating football. I'll be honest here, what is the point of technical advancements and stuff like flying cars if people can't spend their time enjoying something? I'd rather have a world where people can have non-scientific interests and have fun. Buddy, ow. What you doing? Don't jump, don't you jump. Finally finished my Nuka-Cola bar stools. What do you guys think? I see you put some effort in it. However, those Nuka-Cola caps look brand new, which doesn't make sense considering the post-apocalyptic setting of the game, and the letters are a bit too bold, which I had to notice as an art major at a prestigious university, as well as someone who takes Fallout seriously. My assumption is that you aren't familiar enough with the game or lacked the skill or patience to make the stools truly genuine. Overall, it is a solid effort, but there's a lot of room for improvement. It might impress casual observers, but not an art connoisseur and well-informed gamer like me. Oh, I can't believe that people like this are real. I can fit more words in one sentence than a college professor can in an hour and a half. Is that something to brag about? Debate me anytime. I'll be studying philosophy with minor in economics, honors program, so I've got a strong understanding of this stuff. I'm not meeting a self-described high school kid from the internet. I'm not in high school. Well, I've yet to attend a university, liberal brainwash camp. I've got a master's level education. And where did this master's level education come from? If not a university, liberal brainwash camp. Needless to say, I don't possess a master's degree. I didn't mean for it to come across that way. However, with my intelligence and research of economics and philosophy, specifically metaphysics, I've got a master's level education / understanding of these things. Also, for what it's worth, I'm an INTJ of the MBTI, which concludes that I'm adept at logic and reasoning. Hence why I'm a member of the alt-right. Hence why is one of my favorite things that smart people say. It doesn't just say hence. It's just hence. I know you use hence why to make yourself try sound a bit smarter than you are, but it just sounds silly. I'm sorry, I'll take it back. I don't have a master's degree of intelligence without having a master's degree. And we haven't done this in a while, so comments on the wall. Please don't say fidget spinner, please don't say fidget spinner, please don't say fidget throws tablet. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Celestial Bunny. Only Joinen has a shower with clothes on. Almost true. Me and Julian Smith. Horror movies today all have cheap jump scares, but this one actually was spooky. The suspense, the characters, everything was perfect. And this is obviously a comment on my ghost story video. A true horror story. If you haven't seen it, maybe you shouldn't. Just a little too scary. Keeping the meme alive, great value brand PewDiePie, but it's just as good. I think this one really speaks true to the comment artist. Really understanding the environment in which these comments are placed. And Manuel Corvo seems to have such a way with words in that the words lead my eyes to the next word so I can enjoy the sentence in full. Notice me, Dad. Or, notice me, Dad. I appreciate this one. It leaves it up to the viewers
interpretation of the art piece. My favorite comments get posted on this wall, so just leave them on the videos and then they may end up somewhere here. Like well, it can't end up right there. Could end up like here. If someone leaves a really small comment, it'll end up here because I want to fill these spaces, but all these comments are too big. So someone leave a smart, small comment, there's 2 chances for it to end up here.